The wind of rebellion swept across the lands of Aderan, whispering promises of liberation. Adesewa, now leading a growing force of survivors and rebels, had become the symbol of hope for her people. But as her movement gained momentum, so did the dangers surrounding them. In the heart of Adejola, Chief Olumide grew increasingly uneasy. Reports of resistance movements and whispers of a surviving member of the Aderan's royal family reached his ears. Though he did not yet connect these rumors to the mercenaries he had hired, his paranoia mounted. King Adesewa, on the other hand, viewed the rebellion as a mere nuisance.
These peasants dare to challenge my rule.
He scoffed during a council meeting.
Crush them and leave no trace of their defiance. Don't let them get in the way of my festival.
Meanwhile, Adesewa's resistance was thriving in the shadows. By night, they held secret meetings, planning their next moves, and by day, they spread their message through quiet conversations and coded letters. Akintola became her most trusted advisor and strategist, his knowledge of Ajijola's military tactics proving invaluable. One evening, as they sat around a campfire, Akintola shared a revelation.
My father is planning a grand festival in the capital.
He said,
It will be a show of his strength and wealth, but it also provides an opportunity. The palace will be distracted, and security will be lax in certain areas.
Adesewa's eyes lit with determination.
We can use the festival as a diversion.
She said,
If we strike strategically, we can rescue Sarah and weaken their hold on the kingdom.
The rebels agreed, and preparations began in earnest. Adesewa and Akintola gathered intelligence, forged alliances, and trained their forces. Every moment was a step closer to reclaiming Aderan. When the day of the festival arrived, Ajijola's capital was a flurry of activity. Streets were decorated with vibrant banners, and the air buzzed with the sound of drums and laughter. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. Adesewa, disguised as a dancer in the festival's procession, entered the city with a small team of rebels. Their goal was clear: infiltrate the palace, rescue Sarah, and sabotage the armory to cripple Ajijola's forces. As the festivities reached their peak, the rebels sprang into action. Adesewa and Akintola slipped through the palace's labyrinthine corridors. Guided by his intimate knowledge of the layout, they found Sarah in the dungeons, frail but alive.
Princess,
Sarah whispered, tears streaming down her face.
you came for me.
I will always come for you.
Adesewa replied, her voice firm.
We are not done fighting.
With Sarah safely in their care, the rebels set their sights on the armory. Explosives planted by their operatives were ignited, and the deafening blast chaos erupted as guards scrambled to contain the damage, leaving the rebels with a narrow window to escape. But as they made their way out, they encountered Chief Olumide. His eyes widened in shock as he recognized Adesewa.
You!
He spat, drawing his sword.
I should have killed you the moment I had the chance.
Adesewa stepped forward, her gaze unflinching.
Your betrayal will not go unpunished.
She said, her voice steady despite the fury coursing through her veins. A fierce battle ensued. Adesewa fought with the strength of someone who had lost everything and had nothing left to fear. Akintola joined her, his strikes precise and calculated. Together, they overwhelmed Olumide, wounded and took his life. As the rebels escaped into the night, half of the palace burned behind them, a symbol of Ajijola's crumbling grip on power. Adesewa's heart swelled with a mix of triumph and sorrow. They had struck a significant blow, but the fight was far from over. King Adesewa, furious at the attack, declared war on the resistance. His soldiers ravaged villages, searching for Adesewa and her allies. But the people of Aderan, inspired by their princess's courage, began to rise up. The final confrontation loomed on the horizon. Adesewa knew the cost of what lay ahead, but was prepared to make any sacrifice for her people.